Hello, this is John Armwood on the Armwood Opinion Channel, where we examine issues of politics, culture, and technology. Today we are looking at the fallout from the release this weekend of the Mueller report, examining whether the Trump administration and campaign colluded and or conspired with Russia to win the election in 2016, and if President Trump personally obstructed justice in the investigation of what happened during the lead up to the campaign and the investigation involving the accusations of conspiracy and collusion with Russia. The Attorney General Barr, appointed by Donald Trump, released a letter to Congress in which he stated that Special Prosecutor Mueller did not find evidence of the Trump campaign colluding with the Russians. And what was meant by that statement? When a lawyer says they do not find evidence, meaning that they do not find convincing evidence, or as the criminal standard is for conspiracy, beyond a reasonable doubt. It doesn't mean that there was no evidence. It just means beyond a reasonable doubt. What a trier of fact, whether a judge or a jury, would be likely to find if this case was brought to trial. Now, the next part of the letter deals with the accusations of obstruction of justice. And Mueller seems to indicate that there was evidence of obstruction of justice, but there was also evidence that there wasn't. What's a little bit strange about the letter that was released by the Attorney General, it says that Mueller was not making a conclusion as to whether there was enough obstruction of justice to warrant an indictment. That is unusual. What became really problematic was when the Attorney General, Barr, stated that he was making the decision that there wasn't enough evidence to warrant further action against President Trump, especially when prior to his nomination to the position, he felt that he wrote a memo saying there were almost no conditions in which a president could be charged with obstruction of justice. This led to his appointment. Under our Constitution, it's Congress's obligation, the House of Representatives, to make that decision. That's why you have a House Judiciary Committee. That's why you have the proceeding called impeachment, to do an investigation and to make the decision. Then it's referred to the Senate if they find enough evidence to bring a bill of impeachment, which is the equivalent in the Constitution to the criminal charge of an indictment, a bill of indictment, which then the Senate would decide whether to convict or not. We saw that most recently with former President Bill Clinton, where a bill of impeachment was brought, but the Senate did not find that there was enough evidence to convict. But Attorney General Barr seems to think that he has the power to make this decision. Clearly he does not. And we've heard this evening representatives of Congress going on television and saying that he does not. The thing to understand, folks, this is far from over. I've been saying this for a good while. This is far from over. We have the House Judiciary Committee, which I'm assuming is going to request that both Attorney General Barr and Special Prosecutor Mueller appear before them. If Barr doesn't voluntarily appear, I'm sure he will be subpoenaed. I'm not so sure whether they'll go ahead and subpoena Mueller, but they will subpoena a lot of the evidence that was used to form his report. We still have the Southern District of New York, the federal court in New York State, which is investigating the Trump organization, campaign, and family organization. We have campaign finance violations which have been made public. There's a lot to go in this. I mean, some people are impatient for this to be over with. Some people are impatient for a clear decision. Let me make it clear. This was not a win for Donald Trump. He dodged a bullet on the conspiracy charge, but he is in deep mud and quicksand is a better way of describing it, on the obstruction charge. The curious thing is, why didn't Mueller recommend that charges either be brought or not? And I suspect he's taking a very conservative view and was leaving it up to Congress. I know he didn't expect Attorney General Barr to jump in and say that he had the authority to do it. That's clearly wrong. So this is the Sunday that this information came out. It's still early on, so let's see how this goes. This is John Armwood on the Armwood Opinion Channel. I will talk to you later as this process proceeds. Have a good day. Check the like button if you liked it, and check the like button twice if you didn't like it. Subscribe to this channel if you'd like to hear more videos like this. Have a good day. Thank you.